Hi everyone, I'm Sammy the swimming teacher. It's that time of the week again, Thursday 4:30. Thanks for joining me. Have you had a chance to try one of our nipper sessions yet? I did and it was so much fun. Now today, we're going to be practicing our survival backstroke. And we're going to be learning what to do in an emergency with Sheila. Now, before we get started, let's remember to make sure we have plenty of space. Do you remember how we do that? We reach our arms out and we spin around nice and slowly, very careful not to hit anyone or anything. Don't forget to reach up, make sure there's plenty of space around you. And down on the ground so we don't trip over anything. Don't forget to get your family involved. Now let's go warm up.
To be a top-class swimmer and swim like a fish, you've got to get in the pool. Get in the pool. Grab your talent, swimmers, get ready for some fun and go to swim school. Go to swim school. In the pool at any time. If you learn to swim, then you'll be fine. Come on and take a tip from me, be the best you can be. Go to swim school. Swim as well as a fish can swim when you go to swim school. Well, if you want to make some friends that love to do the things that you love to do, take the time to get along to some lessons. Yes, we call it swim school. Yes, we call it swim school. When the sun begins to shine, if you learn to swim, then you'll be fine. Come on and take a tip from me, be the best you can be. Go to swim school. In the pool at any time. If you learn to swim, then you'll be fine. Come on and take a tip from me, be the best you can be. Go to swim school. Swim as well as a fish can swim when you go to swim school.
Are you ready to practice some survival backstroke today? Survival backstroke is a type of survival stroke. Do you know what a survival stroke is? A survival stroke allows us to keep breathing when we're swimming and it helps us save energy. You know how we got really tired after freestyle and backstroke? Our survival stroke is really relaxing. So there are 4 different types of survival strokes. Do you know what they are? Maybe you can write them in the comments below. I'll give you a couple of seconds to do that. So the 4 different types of survival strokes that we're going to cover within our sessions is survival backstroke, survival breaststroke, side stroke, and sculling. You've actually already done sculling. Do you remember in session 1 when we made a cake and then we iced our cake? That was us practicing our sculling hands. You can do sculling feet first or head first, all the different ways with the skills that you've already learned. Now before we get started with our survival backstroke, do you think it's on your front or on your back? You're right, it is on your back because it's called survival backstroke. Oh, of course. Now, there are 3 important things we're going to cover with our survival backstroke today before we put it all together. So the first one, we're going to cover our body position because if we don't have the right body position, it's going to make it really hard for us to swim. We're going to do our legs because there's a special action that we do in our survival backstroke that's very different to our normal backstroke. And we're going to do our arms. You might know a special little secret about how to remember your arms. We'll go through that later. But before we get started, we need to find some items to help us lay on the floor. So you can grab a cushion or a blanket or a doona. You might even want to use your couch. So I'm going to give you 30 seconds to go and get that. Are you ready? Let's go get our stuff. So I've got my handy dandy couch here, and we're going to practice our body position. So we need to make sure that our body is nice and flat and nice and long. Do you remember when we did torpedoes and we practiced having a nice long body like this? It's kind of the same, except we're not going to put our arms up above our head today. So I'm going to sit on the edge of my couch here, this way. And I'm going to make sure that I'm in a comfortable spot, so you might be on your cushions on the floor. And I'm going to lay down and I'm going to make my body nice and flat. All right, if you're using a couch, it's good to make sure you've got enough room to drop your feet. You could even use the kitchen chairs and line them up. So we want to make sure we're nice and flat, and this is our correct body position. All right, we don't want to be like this or like this. It's not very helpful. Are you ready to practice laying down in our straight position? Let's see if we can hold it for 10 seconds. Are you ready? I'm going to count down from 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Now, it's a little bit trickier to do it balancing on a couch like this than if you're in the water, because when we're in the water is underneath us and it helps us float on the surface, just like when we practiced our floating in session 1. All right, now that we have our body position, it's time for us to learn how to do our legs. So I'm going to change between different ends of the couch so you can see it from different angles to help you with practicing your legs, okay? So to start with, I'm going to sit on the edge. I'm going to start with my legs in a 90-degree angle. Okay, I'm just going to tilt my body back a little bit so I can take my feet off the floor to show you. Okay, so I'm going to bend my feet backwards, bend my knees backwards so my feet go backwards, turn my feet out, and then I'm going to use my feet to do something called a whip kick. So a whip kick is where we push out and we snap our legs together like this. Do you reckon you can try it with me? So we're going to bend our knees, drop our feet backwards, turn your feet out, and whip, go! Do you reckon we can try it again? So this part's nice and slow, where we bend our legs, we turn our feet out, and then we go quick whip, go! All right, do you think we can do it 3 times? Can you do it with me? Are you ready? Nice and slow, bend it back, and whip! And again, nice and slow, bend it back, whip! And again, nice and slow, bend it back, whip! Good. Do you know, it's a little bit hard to do it when you're sitting up, so I think we need to lay down and do it. So, I'm going to turn this way on my couch and wiggle my bottom forward so I can keep my legs off the ground. And keeping my nice body position, I'm nice and flat, and I bend, turn my feet out, and whip! I think I kicked my cushion there. Are you ready? Can we do it together? Let's do it 3 times. Nice and slow. And whip. And again. Nice and slow. Whip. Again, one more time. And then we'll do our arms. And bend. Out. Whip. Whew. Nice work. All right. Now that we've got our legs, time to do our arms. All right. Do you remember when I got you to ice the cake like this back in session 1? So when we're icing the cake, we're using our sculling hands. So we're going to use our sculling hands this way to push down that way. So can you remember that action, to push down that way? You might remember chicken, aeroplane soldier, or aeroplane chicken soldier, depending on where you do your swimming lessons. So I'm going to start in my soldier, in my nice long body position. I'm going to do my chicken arms. I'm going to do my aeroplane arms. And then I'm going to use my sculling hands to push the water by my side. Are you ready? Can you slide your hands up and go chicken? Arms out to aeroplane. Make sure your arms aren't too high. And then squeeze. Are you ready to go again? Slide our hands up for chicken, out for aeroplane, and push and squeeze for soldier. Nice work. Did you know there are 2 different types of ways that you can do your arms? So we can do big out this way, or we can do little out this way. Have you ever been really cold when you're outside and gone like this and started to shiver, but then your fingers get nice and warm? You have. Did you know that underneath our armpits it's really warm? And it helps keep us warm, and when our arms are down, we keep the warmth in. In our survival backstroke, when I'm in the indoor pool, I like to do big arms this way. But then when I go into the ocean or into an outdoor pool, I do little arms this way. Do you know why? Did you know that when you lift your arms up, you let all the heat come out from underneath? So if you're in really cold water, all the heat's escaping your body. So if you're in really cold water, you can do little arms this way and use that as your sculling arm to help keep the heat nice and close to your body so you don't get too cold in the cold water. Do you think we can try our little arms now? Because we've already had a quick go of our big arms. Are you ready? Let's go up this way and then skull. And again, up and skull. And again, up and skull. Good job. I think maybe we should have another go of our survival backstroke arms, and you can choose if you want to do the big chicken aeroplane soldier or just a little one. I'm going to do big ones. You can do little ones if you like. Are you ready to have a go? And we sliding up, out, push down, and now we're in a soldier. Are you ready to go again? We're going to do it 4 times this time. Are you ready? Nice and slow. Up, squeeze. That's 1. Nice and slow. Up, squeeze. Number 2. Nice and slow. Up, out, squeeze. Number 3, 1 more to go. Up, out, squeeze. Now you might be asking, Sammy, didn't you say we're doing soldier, but now you're saying squeeze? I like to think of squeezing my arms by my side, so I've got no windows in here, because when you're pushing the water, if you don't push all the way and your arms are floating here, you don't go as far. So the more you push and squeeze, the more water you can push and move yourself forward. So remember before when we said we're doing survival strokes? So survival strokes, you try and use less strokes to move you further so that you can save energy. So when we do our survival backstroke, we want to do less strokes and a big push to hold it. All right, do you think you're ready to do your arms and your legs together? You are? Well, it's a bit hard to do it standing up, so I might just lay down on my couch. So I'm going to sit on the edge and I'm going to put my body in the right body position. Just move forward a bit so I don't hit my other couch. And we are going to slowly bring our arms up as we bend our knees. Then we're going to fold out like a starfish and then squeeze. Okay? So when you're folding out like a starfish, you need to do your legs a little bit quicker because that's the whip. So we need to slide and pull back. We turn our feet out, and then as we push our arms, we whip our legs. Can you try it with me? Up, out, whip, and squeeze. Are you ready? Let's do it again. Up, out, whip, and squeeze. That was pretty good, but we're forgetting one more thing in our survival backstroke. So we know how to push through the water now, but if we do our strokes really quickly and join them together, we kind of start to look like jellyfish and we don't really go anywhere. So we need to do something called a glide. So our glide is when we suspend ourselves through the water and we're not moving. We're going to use the push in our arms and the whip in our kick to help us glide and move through the water without actually moving our body. Are you ready to try it with me? So in our nice body position, we're going nice and slow. Hold it. How long can you hold it? I think I'm going to hold it for 3 seconds. And let's go again. 1, 2, 3. How long can you hold your glide for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can I have a look at yours? Can you show me? Show me your survival backstroke. So arms and legs, nice and slow. Are you in your correct body position to start with? So you're going to slide your arms up, bend your knees, and whip and skull go. And how long can you hold your glide for? Ready? 1, 2, 3. And then go again, nice and slow, drawing your arms up and feet back. And then, and whip and push, go. And hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we're going to do it together again. Are you ready? In our nice flat body position. Pulling back and go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I reckon we can do 5 of these. Are you ready? Let's do them together. This time, we're going to count 3 seconds for our glide. 3 seconds and 5 times. Very confusing, I know. I'll help you. Are you ready? Nice and flat. And 1, 2, 3. 2, 2, 3. 3, 2, 3. 4, 2, 3. 5, 2, 3. Oh, good work. Now, how many strokes do you think it takes you to swim survival backstroke in a 50-metre pool? So that's 2 laps of a 25-metre pool or 1 lap of a 50-metre Olympic-sized swimming pool. What do you reckon? Maybe you can pop it in the comments below. But before you do that, I'll give you a hint. It's less than freestyle and backstroke. So, how did your swimming go today? I feel fantastic. Hi, I'm Instructor Sheila, and I'm here to teach you how to help somebody in an emergency safely by using Doctor's ABCD. Now, today we're going to learn the first 3 steps, DRS. So what you'll need is either a teddy bear, like my friend Mev, or a cushion to practice on. I'll let you go and get that now. Have you got your cushion or your bear? Fantastic. The next thing before we start, we would love for you to share your videos and photos with us using the hashtag LSV Water Safety at Home. Okay, let's get started. Doctor's ABCD. The first step that we're going to discuss is D for danger. Why do you think we start with danger? Why do we not start with sending for help? The answer to that is, you, my friend, are number 1. If you get hurt while trying to help somebody else, what's the use of that? We don't want anybody to get hurt while doing this. So, hands out like that, make sure you have a safe space around you. And by using your senses, looking, listening, smelling, touching, and even tasting, we can determine if it is safe. So,
I have a friend who is conveniently on the floor. His name is Bob, and Bob doesn't seem to be right. I'm not quite sure if he's asleep or not, but something's not quite right. So the first thing I'm going to do is carefully check for dangers. Walking around, I'm going to use all my senses, and I'm going to be looking up and down, listening to unusual sounds. Can I see anything that's dangerous? A table that I might run into, a glass of water that I might trip over. What can you see that's dangerous? And what do you do if you do see something dangerous? Can you get rid of it safely? Or do you just go get help? But it's safe for me, so I'm going to proceed. The next step is R. Using the checklist cows, not moo cow, COWS, I'm going to use my voice to try to wake Bob up. Ready? Repeat after me. Can you hear me? Great. Open your eyes. What's your name? Or if it's mum or dad or a friend, say my name, mum. They're not responding by my voice. So I'm going to touch. Gently put your hands in theirs, just like this. And ask them to squeeze. Squeeze my hands, mum. Now, if they squeeze, ask them to let go, because that might be an involuntary reaction. Can you wake your patient up? I can't. So we're on to the next step, which is S, send for help. I'm going to go get my phone. Do you know what the number to call in an emergency is? It's 000. So on your phone, dial 000. And you must listen really carefully and be brave, because the person on the other end of the line is there to help you all the time.
Emergency service, police, ambulance or fire.
I'd like an ambulance, please.
What is your current location?
I'm at Life Saving Victoria, and my name is Sheila.
Okay, what's happened?
What's happened is I can't wake my friend up.
An ambulance is on its way. Stay on the line.
Okay, I'm putting it on loudspeaker. Remember to listen really carefully and don't hang up unless they tell you, all right? Do you remember all the 3 steps that we practiced today? D, for dangers. Is it safe for you to help? R, for response. Can you wake somebody up? And S, send for help. If you can't wake somebody up in an emergency. Congratulations on learning the first 3 steps of Doctor's ABCD. D for dangers, R for response, and S, that's right, send for help. Fantastic work. What we're now going to do is put it all together. Now, I have my mannequin, but you have your teddy bear and cushion. So, pop it on the floor and we're going to go through it together. Look around you. What can you see? Can you see any dangers? What can you smell and hear? Are you touching anything right now? Do you need to move anything out of the way? Is it safe where you are? Great, because now you're going to get a response from your patient. Do you remember how to do it? Call out. Can you hear me? What's your name? Open your eyes! Did you get a response by using your voice? Pop your hands into theirs, like this. Go, ask them to squeeze. Squeeze my hands! Did they squeeze? If they did, what do you do? Ask them to let go! Well done! Now, did your patient wake up? They didn't. What do you do next? That's right. You're going to send for help. Have you got your phone with you? Do you remember the number to call? 000. Together, we're going to make an emergency services call.
Emergency services, what is your location? Do you need police, fire or ambulance? What is the problem? What's happening? Stay on the line. An ambulance is on the way. You're doing a good job.
So, how did you go on your call to the emergency services? You have confidence now that they're on their way to help you in an emergency. Well done. So, thank you so much for coming today and learning the first 3 steps of Doctor's ABCD with me. Tune in a couple of weeks because I will take you through the rest of the steps. You're on your way to becoming an everyday lifesaver. See you later, everybody.
Thanks for joining us today. Can you help me thank our guest Sheila? You can join us next week for breaststroke and different aquatic environments. You can also attend Nippers Tuesday, 4:30 and learn how to be a lifesaver. Until next week, why not practice what to do in an emergency with your family? See you next week.